offers inventory services that protects your assets. Don't lose your car or your house. Start with a free assessment today.
Free assessment. Maybe there's hope after all.
DCGsa, award-winning debt assistance since 2009. Call DCGsa today.
Right.
086 100 1047.
This is what I need. It's time to make that call.
Hey, it might be time for you to make that call. Welcome back to Money Matters right here on Link FM. Listen, it's January, as if I needed to remind you that. The festive season is well and truly behind us. Guess what? Reality is kicked in, people, and many people are feeling the financial pressure. Now, with me here in studio, as always, Casper Lagrange from DCGsa. Casper, welcome back, man. Are you well? How are you doing?
Thanks, Mr. K. Yes, happy Monday. And I just want to say congratulations. We have completed the first month of the first 3 months of January. Only 2 more months of January left.
Yeah, that was
So,
long,
I think it's always important to have this conversation in January, because this is where the serious things kick in and reality hits hard, and kids back to school. Thank goodness for that. We've got more bread left in the bin.
Absolutely.
So I'm so glad we're chatting about this. And your listeners, get involved. If you've got questions or you've got opinions, please share them.
Absolutely. And you can use our WhatsApp line to do that. That is 072 942 9270. All right. So, Casper, you've said that before January and February. You said this January and February are dangerous months financially, especially when it comes to cars. Why is that?
It really is. And, what we see year after year is that people miss payments in December because festive expenses, Black Friday, and in January because of school fees or debit orders that's going off twice. And the general cost of living really puts on a lot of pressure on consumers. Unfortunately, credit providers don't pause for January. This is actually the time of year when we see the most vehicle summonses being issued. So be on top of your payments, especially when it comes to your assets like your home and your vehicle.
So people might think they still have time, but legally things are already moving, aren't they?
Exactly, Mr. K. And I think sometimes what consumers forget is the banks also need money. So if all of their clients tend to default December, January, they also need to pay salary. So you must just keep an open mind. It's not just about you. It's not just you that missed that payment. If that was the case, maybe. But generally, this is that time of year where that happens. And by the time people feel the panic, the process have already actually started. So once you start getting those calls, it's just, I missed the payment. They'll SMS me. They'll do something. But when they start phoning, then they've already most likely started a process.
So let's talk about cars right now, Casper. I know you love cars. Some people say, hey, it's just a car, man. I'll sort that out later. It's not a big deal, is it?
That's one of the biggest misunderstandings, Mr. K. In South Africa, a car is really just a luxury. It's how people get to work, earn an income, take children to school, and run small businesses. Losing your car can change your entire life overnight. Once that vehicle is repossessed, getting back on your feet becomes incredibly difficult, and getting a new vehicle even more so.
Absolutely. So, Jasper, you were quite busy in December as well. You see, you and vehicles, you attended the Vehicle Finance South Africa Summit, where you actually spoke there. Tell us a bit more about that, please.
Yes, that was a really important event for me and for the industry. I had the opportunity to speak at the Vehicle Finance South Africa Summit, and to focus was very much on vehicle finance, affordability, and consumer distress. How do we deal with those consumers? So give you a little bit of insight, Mr. K. 11, 12 years ago, when you financed a vehicle, the longest term you tend to get was 36 months. That was the maximum term. Currently, you get up to 96 months to finance a vehicle. Plus, on top of that, you have a balloon payment, sometimes up to 50%. So to make people be able to buy the cars that they drive, we needed to extend the terms in our country to fix it. And that is the thing about private sector. We'll find ways around how to make it work. The consumer wants something, let's help them get it. Unfortunately, it's not always in the consumer's interest to do that, especially on the long term. So what stood out for me was how well received discussions around debt review was, especially from the vehicle credit providers, and how open they see us rehabilitating consumers. Because remember, the National Credit Act is still very young in South Africa. And if it started in 2007. Now we've seen time pass that we've seen consumers entering back into the market. And we're seeing consumers that's gone through the process being able to afford a vehicle again, being able to afford maybe their first vehicle or maybe their first home loan. And the vehicle finance guys are actually saying, wow, you're actually helping our clients and getting them back to us. And debt review is not as bad as what we originally thought it is. It's actually wonderful to get a consumer that knows how to manage their finances back into the credit industry.
Casper, that is very interesting, man, because many consumers think credit providers are completely against debt review.
And that's not always true. At the summit, there was real engagement around how debt review, when done properly, can actually help credit providers too. It keeps consumers paying, number one, so the bank doesn't have to repossess that asset. It protects the asset, and it avoids unnecessary legal cost. And potentially, if they take legal cost, what is the chance you want to go back to that person that's taken legal action against you ever? So I also gained valuable insight into how vehicle finance is evolving, which helps us structure better solutions for our consumers.
Now, guess what? You often use the phrase vehicle rescue strategy. What does this actually mean for somebody who's tuned in right now?
It starts with one thing only, an assessment. That is the important part for any consumer. And during an assessment, we look at the full financial picture. That includes your vehicle, your home loan, credit cards, personal loans, all of it. We look at the full picture. What is happening in Mr. K's life? What is happening in Casper's life? You with me? And from that assessment, one can start getting direction.
And let's talk arrears and balloon payments. What happens there? That is something that people are constantly worried about.
Oh, that's two very big predicaments. Speed bumps. But in everybody's life, that speed bump sometimes turns into this big mountain. So the nice thing is, in most instances, when a consumer goes under debt counseling, all arrears gets restructured. There is no more arrears. This is your new payment going forward. So you get a fresh, clean slate. Sometimes people sit, the other day we had a consumer that, by luck, the credit provider didn't take action for 3 months, and the consumer was in arrears with over 45,000 Rand on a vehicle. So on top of the stress of how am I going to make my payment, where am I going to get this 45,000 Rand? So all of that gets restructured before there's legal action, and the arrears become zero and recapitalized and restructured in a payment plan. So new payment plan. And the nice benefit is even the balloon payment, because that is how consumers sometimes get captured in needing to refinance a vehicle or buy another vehicle, because I suddenly have 200,000 Rand balloon that I must pay, or 50,000 Rand. Where am I going to get 50,000? I could barely afford the 10,000 Rand installment. So the nice thing about this process, it even restructures the balloon. So once you're done with this process, no more arrears. And once you paid up through this process, there is no balloon. That's all done and dusted. we move forward and we forget about the hiccups and the big table mountain you had before. And we look back and it's only mere speed bump that you had to go through. And I think that's a big benefit of this. So once that payment is rearranged, the consumer can realistically afford it. And once they're done, there's no scary balloon payments, big mountains that they need to overcome. It's all clear and smooth sailing from there.
16:45 on the Buffalo Toyota Afternoon Drive. It's Money Matters, brought to you by DCGsa. And as always, I've got Casper in here, and we're talking about vehicle finance and how to potentially dig yourself out of a sticky situation with the assistance of DCGsa, of course. So, Casper, who should be contacting you today?
Honestly, Mr. K,
Mm-hmm.
even if you see that you might miss a payment, you are the perfect consumer. But anyone who is sitting today at home or in the car or at work, and you are 1 or even maybe 2 months behind, using credit to survive. Maybe you use your credit card this month just to pay the car installment. Or maybe you're juggling debit orders, or you're feeling anxious every time the phone rings because you're scared. It might be a creditor, it might be that repo man coming to fetch the vehicle. And January and February are not months to wait. Come to us before you receive a summons on your vehicle. Unfortunately, once a summons is served on the consumer, I can't assist them with that account. So before that summons is served, we can wipe out the arrears, we can restructure it, keep your car, keep your house, let's move forward together. And maybe your car has been repossessed already and you just feel down and out. Come talk to us. There is a solution for you as well.
Question for you, Casper, coming via WhatsApp from Yanelisa. Does the restructure of balloon payment and arrears reset the interest rate?
It doesn't reset the interest rate. In fact, we negotiate reduced interest rates.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes the lowest on a vehicle or a bond that a debt counselor can legally negotiate with the credit provider in terms of the debt review guidelines. So there's specific guidelines that set out for consumers is to as low as prime minus 1.5. And we're seeing people with 17% interest rate. So it can possibly drop to 8.75, which is a massive saving on interest. So obviously with unsecured debt, we can do a lot more because there's not an asset attached. So sometimes that can go as low as 0%. So when you do apply for this process, it's really there to assist the consumer. It's there to say, I'm struggling. I don't want to lose my assets.
Yeah.
I need help. Yes, unfortunately, you can't just pay 1,000 Rand if you were paying 30,000 Rand a month. There's obviously guidelines on how much we can reduce your installments to, because the credit provider also needs their money and they still have assets. So yes, there's a lot of positives. There's a lot of benefits that the credit providers are willing to reduce if it is a consumer that really wants to pay back their debt, but they are struggling. And this is the perfect opportunity for that consumer.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like, Casper, what you're offering is not just financial relief, but ultimately peace of mind.
I think that is absolutely the case. When all your debts are included, you move from chaos to structure. There's no more pulling out the hat, who am I going to pay this month, or which debit order is going to go through. There's one plan, one payment, and one team supporting you. Stress drops, sleep improves, and people can focus on rebuilding their financial future.
So speak to that person tuning in right now, Casper, who is in that position where there's sleep deprivation, the stress is at an all-time high. What must they do?
Reach out and do an assessment. It's completely confidential. It is completely free, and it doesn't force you for anything. It gives you a reality check. What is my situation? So call us 086 100 1047 or drop us an email, help@dcgsa.co.za, help@dcgsa.co.za, or WhatsApp us 061 432 8499. I'm going to give you that WhatsApp number again. 061 432 8499. And also go find us on Facebook. Really, these social media channels is where you can educate yourself even further. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Mr. K's favorite, TikTok, huh?
Loved it. love it.
So I want to leave the listeners obviously with the scripture, especially for the new year. It comes from Isaiah 43, verse 18 to 19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43, verse 18. Your December mistakes don't define your future. A new beginning starts with one wise decision.
Absolutely. Casper, thank you so much for coming through, man. Really, really appreciate you sharing this knowledge. That was Casper Lagrange from DCGsa. And hey, listen, if your car is at risk, don't wait. Act now. Go ahead and do the assessment. Casper, see you next week, man.
Mr. K, till next time. And to our listeners, don't stop sending us questions, and even to our DCGsa WhatsApp number. If you got a question about debt review, finance related, credit cards, vehicle finance, please pop us a message. We're here to educate. We're here to listen to the community, and we're here to help, Mr. K.
Absolutely.
Have a blessed one. Till next week.
Cheers.
Was proudly brought to you by DCG.